Hello and welcome to this follow-up video where I will be answering some questions we couldn't answer during the presentation. Before we get started, first of all, thank you to the AGO for having us. That was really fun. Also, thank you to all the participants. We were really happy to see all the questions and the feedback. Um, Now, before we get started, just two quick things. First of all, I would encourage you to subscribe to our newsletter. You can do this on our homepage. Just go on News inside Capella, and there you can just type in your name and your mail address. We send about, I think, approximately 10 newsletters per year, so it's not a lot, but it's a great way for us to keep in touch. Also, I would encourage you to follow us on YouTube. Now, of course, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well. But when you follow us on YouTube, there is a distinct advantage to that. And that is that as of last week, I believe, we finally got approved to use the multi-language audio feature on YouTube, which means basically, like for a year now, I've been posting short videos on YouTube basically every week. And I could only add one audio track, which was in German, which is a pity, of course, because we would like to reach a larger audience. And now that we've been approved to the multi-language audio feature, I can upload videos and add a second English audio track to that. So it will not be synchronized. My mouth will be moving slightly different. This is not Hollywood. But still, you will get all the content that I'm presenting in the video. So specifically for YouTube, it would be useful if you subscribe. Yeah, let's dive into the questions now. So our first question was, please show how to create a soprano alto stem up, stem down line in the treble clef. Yes, I will. And I will take this opportunity to show you how to set up a score. This is very simple, new score wizard. And then you can add soprano alto, and I will also add tenor and bass. There's presets, you can add author and work. You can decide which margins and page numberings, etc. We don't need that right now. Also, you can create a cover page, starting key, of course, and time signature finish. There we go. That's our starting point. Now, if I activate the work mode, I do this with Control and I. You see that I have the tempo marker right here. When I'm working, for example, in the soprano, let's enter some notes here. Okay. The stem is up. And then if I want to enter a second voice, which will be the alto, I will simply use my arrow down key. You see, this is up and down. To edit the second voice. And this is very useful because you see the first voice is in gray, so there's no mix-up. I will add, for example, this. And you see the stems automatically downwards. Of course, you can change that later on. For example, I can say no stem. Okay. Or I can say, I can say everything up, which doesn't make much sense, but just to give an example. And of course, stem automatic will use this function. At that point, I would like to talk about another question that came up. Can I send practice tracks to choir members? And I would like to show you how you can do that. First of all, one thing that is very nice is that you can decide which voice is played. For example, I can deactivate the alto and only have the soprano. So imagine I would have like a piano as well. I could say, okay, the piano at 60% of volume, and then I want the soprano to have 100% volume, etc. I can edit everything about this, about the volumes and the voices. And once I've done that and I'm happy, I can go to this point right here, down here. This is the practice features. And I can, for example, say, okay, I want the intro of the starting notes. Okay. Then I want a silence of 1 second. Then I want a count in of one measure. And I want a metronome, all beats. That's it. Now, if I play this, that was the starting notes. There you go. And if I export this via MP3, up here, export sound in MIDI MP3, Everything will be included. So the starting note, the metronome, everything will be on that track, and you can simply share it with your friends and choir members. So another question I would like to answer is, can you scan vocal octavos in to make practice tracks? Yes, absolutely, you can. Now, the actual format of the score does not matter at all. It can be like this, it can be like this, it doesn't really matter. For example, during our presentation, I showed you an example that was in landscape mode. You see it right here, the Rega, and that's totally fine. Now, to show a little bit of a SATB setup, I have this one right here. That's a PDF. And if I start recognition just like this, I will activate text recognition to get the lyrics, and then I will just start recognition right here. And of course, this is a PDF export, so the quality is very high, which also makes the recognition pretty easy. There's an error here. I can simply soprano can simply change the description, and I'm ready to go. And from here, I can very easily, as I showed before, create a practice track or do other editing. There is another nice way you can share your capella files with your friends and colleagues and choir members. They can download the Capella Reader. It's free. You can download it for PC and Mac, also for mobile. So you can find it in the Play Store or the App Store. And yeah, it's an app completely free that lets you open Capella files. So this is another great way to share your music. Also, they can use it to listen to it. Okay, just an example. So since it's free, that's a very nice way to share the Capella files as well. All right, now I'm just going to reiterate quickly over the questions that I did answer in short. For example, is there any way to use any live instruments to compose or notate? Not really. You can use the MIDI keyboard, of course. That is absolutely possible. But besides that, maybe you could record yourself playing your instrument of choice and start a recognition of your audio file with Capella Audio to Score. You can check it out on our website. It's a program that transcribes audio files into sheet music, and you could possibly use that. Then there was another question, can it read Finale files? Yes, you can export music XML from Finale and import the music XML file into Capella. There was a question, so no subscription is involved in purchasing Capella software. Not really. I mean, you can choose, you can use a perpetual license, you buy it once and then it's no further charges, or you can choose the subscription model, whatever suits you best. Another question was regarding capella-scan. You can scan from PDF or what else? Well, capella-scan can recognize PNG, JPEG, GIF, and a couple of more. So there's a large choice. You won't find any problems recognizing image files in general. Are you using a standard laptop keyboard to key the notes into the program versus using the keyboard on the screen? During the presentation, I used both the keyboard, like a normal, I don't know if you can see it actually. Yeah, normal PC keyboard. You can use that, or you can use the mouse piano that I demonstrated in the presentation. Yeah, this was basically everything I wanted to talk to you about today. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate. Contact us via this email address, and we will be more than happy to answer all your questions. Also, please follow us, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, on YouTube and subscribe to our newsletter. Thanks for listening, and until next time. Bye-bye.